Now I can see what it comes down to is the fact that you enjoy treading on those things we hold sacred.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that why you're here?
Hey, listen!
We out here mad ethnic right now.
Randomly relevant. How did we get here? Welcome to Randomly Relevant. It's my podcast where you hear the rantings and ravings of an open mic comedian on his way to become a comedian and, you know, his trials and tribulations of living in LA. I want to say, like, I don't know. I feel like once I figured out what I wanted this to be, it got easier to do in a weird way, you know? It's been a good week. It's been a surprisingly good week. I have to hope. Hold on. I got to take this shirt off because I'm hot as fuck, though. Jesus. I got to turn the AC off when I record. And I'm so serious. I don't mind turning the AC off. However, it doesn't give me a lot of time to rant and to get into things because I'm like, okay, is that sweat I feel? No. Because I refuse to sweat on the inside. Like when I'm inside. Like I should have no perspiration. It's something I aim for. And like I'm a sweater. I don't like that fact. And it's not like I sweat and like just for no fucking reason. Like if it's hot as shit, I'm going to sweat. Like I'm not one of, I don't glisten. I don't sweat doesn't marble on my body like a freshly waxed car. I fucking am drenched in sweat. Like there's never no in between. There's no, like, you know, it's like, hey, I feel beads of sweat. I'm either cool or I'm hot as fuck. How y'all doing? In this one-sided ass conversation. So, let's see. It's been a really interesting week. I don't know. Like, I'm so tired of holding people accountable for shit they did in the past as opposed to who they are now. Because it's almost like we don't make any room for growth or any possible growth. And even when that person grows, then we kind of try to like silence them, which I guess doesn't really matter because cancel culture is still irrelevant as shit. You really can't cancel nobody. You can't stop people from doing the thing that they love to do. Like I was worried about Doja Cat because like, I mean, she fucked up, said the F word long time ago. You know, she probably was like, maybe she was the type of girl that kept like going after gay dudes and she used that word out of frustration. The F word has always been a no word for me. Not that I knew it was a slur. I didn't know it was a slur. I just heard my dad call my older brother that, and so like it just, I don't know, like I just didn't use it. Like I never felt a need to use that word. You know, and there are certain slurs and things you shouldn't go away from, but like she mad young. I think she 18 now, so she was 15 using that. Yeah, she fucked up. And then she doubled down and then apologized again. It was like a bunch of like, it was just nasty. But you know, I wanted to talk about these two pasty face bitches from About Last Night, I believe is their podcast, or it's either Sorry About Last Night or motherfucking Guys We Fucked podcast. So they were under fire recently for fucking putting for saying that a guy wasn't black enough or whatever, but black enough to be. You got these two pale faced bitches like talking about fucking black guys, and you know, we get it. White women fetishize us, blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. I've been there. I've been there. You know, and it's a thing. Like they know. You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of weird because apparently, and I'm getting this from another comedian. The black guys with big dicks thing was like a rumor that started to spread to scare white women from fucking us. I'm sorry, that's just so laughable, yo. Like, oh my god, the shit white people used to do and probably kind of continue to do to oppress a group of people is just, oh my god, bro. Like, it's probably not funny to live in that era. Like, a lot less. Like I can relatively walk down the street without being bothered. But oh my fucking God. But she was just like, what does, like they even joked about what does a black guy sound like and all this other shit. She had a threesome. One of them was a black guy or whatever, and that's just what it was. It was like, and then, Clapton, like it. One, I checked it out myself because they only gave the clip of the podcast, and that's cool for what you're going to do in your news magazine. But I need fucking context. Like, I'm not going to sit here and ring people up for shit that they did in 2014. And I guess that was a no-no in 2014. I don't know, but. Like, here's the thing. They're comedians, and their goal is to make people laugh. I'm not saying that gives a throwaway to everything that you're allowed to do or you're allowed to say anything out your mouth. But really, the rule on that stage in front of a mic is that you can say whatever the fuck you want as long as it's funny. And you have to try things that are funny. We've all heard this fucking excuse. I'm even not 100% sure on it from time to time. However, I do believe that you gotta give people space to work. And they were just trying to be funny, and it was like that podcast was like their first of it wasn't even their first 100. I think it was like under their first 50 first podcast. Yeah, shit's crude. Shit's really fucking crude, and I guess you can hang them up to dry because they stand as feminists, which I think that's a broad statement. But they stand as I listen to their podcast personally because I don't understand women. The guy that doesn't understand women. That's a new trope, right? That's fresh. That's a hot take. But you should let these hoes say whatever the fuck they want to say. Yo, they pasty face as fuck. Like, have you girls heard of sunlight? Seriously. Why are you guys so pale? Like, I don't blame them. Like, she was probably trying to get some black dick to, like, help her with sunlight issues. Because they seem like they have a lot of issues with sunlight. Because they obviously avoid the fuck out of it. But, yeah, like, you got to give them room to work. It wasn't a long time ago, so you can't use that excuse. But they're comedians. They're trying to make a funny podcast. They were just starting out. They were comedians that were hitting a middle ground, and they started their podcast to jump over that, and they succeeded. There's live shows, and there's I do enjoy their jokes. I'm going to continue to listen to their podcast. It's I don't know. It's just fucking stupid. Like, we have all these lynch mobs ready to go, and I always wonder, like, would these keyboard warriors be able to keep that same energy if the person is there in front of them? That's all. I'm not even necessarily like letting them off the hook. Like, they said some ignorant, like every comedian say some ignorant shit about black people. It's almost like easy. It's almost easy to make fun of a disenfranchised group. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really have a voice. They don't really have anything. Oh shit. But yeah, like I'm giving them a free pass because they're comedians. I know they didn't mean no harm. You listen to all their podcasts. Listen to all their fucking podcasts. You can kind of see like their open hearts. They've had trans people on the show. They've had sex workers on their show. They've had male bleeding hearts and shit on their show. And, you hear about them and you go through their trials and tribulations. And the reason why I appreciate them is because, I appreciate a lot of podcasts with comedians in them because it's almost a reassurance factor that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm making the right moves. That's really why, that's really the secret to even the content that I watch from jump, was that they have something to offer me because I am on that grind as well. And okay, yeah, so some pasty face bitches said some ignorant shit about a black guy. What was it, 2014, 4 years ago. I'm not the same person. If I had I wish I had a podcast when I was going to college. But if you had listened to some of the conversations, some of the shit I said, no one would fuck with me. I'd be seen as some unfeeling fuck, But really, I was just trying to make the room laugh. Always. Like, that's always been my goal. And I was even one of those people who was like, and I'm still am. I don't want to offend anyone when they come to see me, which not a lot of people come to see me, but there's enough people paying the fuck attention. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. when I'm telling jokes, but sometimes that shit happens, and it's not like on purpose or on fault. I don't think they should have apologized for it. They should not apologize for making a free show and trying to make people laugh, and then offending like somebody. Am I offended? Like I'm offended. Like nah, I'm not offended. Like I'm really not like dead ass offended. I'm not even going to meet these hoes like ever. So what's really the point? I think they do their shit in New York anyway. But they said some ignorant shit, and it's not even like that. Like in a lot of the Caucasian podcasters tend to say shit about black people because it kind of eases the tension in the room. And the fact of the matter is, black people don't go to their fucking shows. Like it stands like, and I know it's not no black people go to their shows. Not a lot of black people go to their shows because you can always see it in the fucking comedy special. Like anytime, and it's such a corny ass trope at this point. But anytime someone says some offensive shit towards a particular group of people, the goal is like to say like this is cool. Is like they always go to that minority laughing in the audience. You know, and we need some fucking laughter in this world. Like you just gotta fucking give us room to work. And my thing is, these non-ass comedians commenting on the comedic world is so fucking crazy to me. You know what? Let Louis C.K. do stand up. No, I don't think this motherfucker's that funny. I like his Louis show. There was like 2 episodes that like are 3 episodes I fucked with. It was one where he dated a fat chick, the one where the French chick is about to jump off the roof, and then the first part to that. Where he's not talking to the French girl is French and she doesn't speak any English, and you know they're going like they said those episodes did speak to me in a way, but other than that, like Louis C.K. really ain't that funny to me. But you gotta let people talk. Like if you want to like, because really what happened was, and I can't even believe I'm defending these motherfuckers, but if you're not giving people room to talk, then you don't know what, like, because the biggest thing was like, well, we don't even know what he learned. We don't even know if he grown. Like, I don't even think he can fucking fix it. Here's the thing. And the venues are fucked up for doing that because apparently people knew that Louis was going to be on stage. People knew he was going to be there. You should probably told these people so they at least have the option to leave if they want to. But that's how you really speak to shit if you're not feeling it. But the fact of the matter is, Louis still selling out places. Doja Cat still selling out places. Cancel culture doesn't fucking exist. All right, like, and also I can forgive somebody for a fuck up. I can almost like the only like there's a level of fuckery like essentially, and basically like by not letting him talk, you know, he's going to talk about it. He has to talk about it. He's not going to talk about it in the first act. He's not going to talk about it the first time he went up. He's probably talking about it now. Let these people get through the shit that they got to get through to get the funny. Podcasts are really fucking raw. Because that's what the fuck y'all guys want. You don't want this extra polished shit. You can put some polish on it, but don't put so much polish on it that we don't even recognize the original product. That's why internet content is working so well. That's why podcasts are working so well, because we're not giving you a super polished fucking finished thing. This is the raw. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm feeling. I'm not stopped by corporate sponsors. I'm not stopped by this, that, and the third. The only people we have a responsibility to is our fan base. And as a fan of these two, I gotta say, yo, let them fucking talk. You know, let them fucking talk. It wasn't a big deal, and yeah, it wasn't that big of a fucking deal. And I probably wouldn't go see him in person. I would not spend my money to go see him in person because it's not that deep. I really listen to the podcast to understand one, not all, but one type of female perspective. And then I move the fuck on. And there's some things because of their podcast. I guess because I've gained more from their podcast than they've been a fucking detriment to me. Black guys are fetishized by certain women because, you know, the legend. But back to the Louis C.K., you gotta give us a space. Like, I hated that I hated that there are comedians out there. I'm gonna call these motherfuckers non-comedians because if your ass ain't at open mics, you're a non-ass comedian to me. Because I've been doing open mics and it's all the fucking riffraff. It's not the button-down person. Oh, I just got off from my studio job and now I'm doing stand-up. It's not just that. Maybe one or two of them fuckers are that, but it's homeless people. It's it's people who are not all the way there, but for the most part, the people who are at open mics are people who can't function in society. I don't think any entertainer is sane. I know for a fact no fucking comedian is sane. You can't fucking function out in society. You just can't. The 9-to-5 shit isn't for you. So you're trying to find some way to, like, and that's kind of what I like about comedians. Like, they're fucked up and they know they're fucked up, but instead of being like, I'm fucked up and I'm going to take it out on everybody else, instead of being like, I'm fucked up and so I'm going to make everyone else fucked up, they're going to be like, I'm fucked up, I know I can't function in this normal society, and this is a way that I can do it. This is a way I can be beneficial to society in a way. I'll never save a life as a surgeon. I'll never teach a kid fucking long division, but I can make a motherfucker laugh. And it's something that I love to do. And because I love it so much, and sometimes I fuck up, sometimes I fail. I really don't get that fucking laugh. But there's other people that do, and that's why they do it. They enjoy it because they're just trying to get people to laugh in this hectic ass world. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, people talk about desensitization and the news and stuff. Yo, the world is what the fuck it is. It almost exists to damn near break good people. And you have to maneuver around that. Your everydayer fucker is having a hard time. And so you come to this comedy show. There are people who sit in the front row on purpose hoping that the comedian roasts them because that's some sanity in their fucking life. And who are we not to give it? Like, that's what we do. If the apocalypse ends, yo, we still got a job because people really need to fucking laugh after there's nothing to live for. So, yes, I'm on teams give comedian a pass because it's an art form that requires the reaction of the audience to get right. These hoes fucked up. Name a female that didn't fuck up. Like, whatever. They were trying to get it out. I'm gonna give them a pass on that. And then they already apologized for it, like past times in the past. Like, there's always like these BuzzFeed people who just trying to get shit for clicks, and it's crazy. Like, yo, you could actually make news. You know, you could actually travel and write like you could actually try to do things. But that's probably why I never got one of those jobs, because I don't want to make shit up. I don't want to cause turmoil in the world that doesn't need to be. Because there is something else that needs your attention. You sit here and you have a fucking platform. And I guess I want to take that into my next responsibility. Yo, if you got people who are fucking listening to you, then you have a responsibility to your fans to do the best job possible. And what I'm noticing from, I'm going to call them monolithic internet platforms, your BuzzFeed and I don't know, all them joints. I don't even really be looking at BuzzFeed like that because a lot of they shit is bullshit, yo. Like, a lot of these shit is bullshit and then super one-sided on whatever the fuck they're writing about. And I guess that's because they get a lot of young writers. In my older age, I have, one, changed my opinion on things, two, become a lot more understanding, and then B, like, just be more patient. Like, be more patient with people. I do try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I do try to give people time. Now, when my patience is up, my fucking patience is up. Like, I have been as gentle as possible, and you didn't respond, so I have to find another way for you to respond. It's that simple. But, yeah, you got to let Louis C.K. go on stage. He's going to do open mics. I've been to open mics where motherfuckers have pulled their dicks out. Like, because people are going to be like, oh, you want to compare the comedy world to a normal workplace, and it's fucking not. It's not a normal workplace. It's a workplace of chaos. That's what the fuck it is. So I'm not saying that it was okay for Fuckface McGee to pull his dick out on some unsuspecting woman and try to force the door closed so he could finish. That's fucked. But he's had to explain that shit to his daughters, and he's going to be ridiculed. Like, comedians are going to fuck with him heavy. And I'm not talking about fuck with him heavy like, I'm talking about really roast his ass. Like, Louis, put your dick away, man. Come on, man. Like, and he won't even be doing anything. And that's what he'll have to do to be forgiven. It's kind of, that's just, we bust each other's balls sometimes. Like, it honestly makes me feel like I belong. It's kind of weird. I don't mind being the butt of jokes if it's funny. And I'll make it funnier if it's not funny. So, whatever. But you gotta give these people a chance to talk. You know, you can't just be like, no, hush them up and then put them back in the dark, because he's gonna go back and then go back to the shit he was doing, but in the dark, and we won't know anything about it. You know, because you could have paid a prostitute to do, but why would you jerk? I wouldn't jerk off for if I paid for pussy. But if that's a big if, pussy free. But if you're not an asshole, if you're nice enough and can keep a job, pussy's relatively free. But it's I don't know, that whole situation. But you gotta get a comedian space to grow and to like, because they may not find whatever the fuck. Like, you might get offended. I'm pretty sure you gotten offended at my shit. I know there's podcasts with my friends that I still have the fuck up that are offensive. Go through them. Please put me through the ringer. I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate the hits. But yeah, you gotta let these hoes breathe, man. So let them go. Like, and like, honestly, I wouldn't even. They losing the battle of sunlight right now. I wouldn't even worry about all that. That was my like rant. I just wanted to get around that because that's been on my mind for weeks. About, I can't even believe I'm defending these motherfuckers. But yeah, like I feel like a lot, like the climate right now is to like gun down anything, and then there's people like, oh, we hurt the wrong person, or oh, it was a misunderstanding. Well, doesn't matter because I got my man. Like, no, it does, because you try to permanently scar somebody for some shit that you're not even gonna remember in 3 months. Like, how fucked up are you? Did no one give you enough hugs? I give you an air hug. Watch this. Hold on. That's love. Do you feel that? Everything's gonna be okay. You don't have to attack people. You can pay your student loans eventually. Your parents are proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. You shouldn't worry about what other people are thinking. Also, relax, bitch. Damn. I had a goddamn thought and I lost it in my, like, right before I said relax, bitch, I had a thought about something else. Oh, yeah. You know what? I don't like white people talking about blackness. That shit is weird. That's really what's, like, I see that shit on Twitter all the time. I'm like, what kind of fucking award are you trying to win, bro? I really don't trust white, like, who, like, because I don't know. Because, like, are you going to, like, instead of talking about, like, oh, black people are safe with me and all this other bullshit, like, if you see someone being, like, if you see a black person being followed at a store, do you step in? No, you mind your fucking business. If you see a black person who on the side of the road who might need a little help, do you fucking help them? You probably don't. So I don't want to hear about your fucking tweets about, oh, all the African American people on my staff are so fucking amazing. Yeah, what the fuck ever, asshole. You're a piece of shit. I don't know. I don't trust people. I just don't trust white people who be, like, talking about blackness, or, like, oh, if you're upset about the NFL protest, you're a racist. Yeah, no shit, asshole. I don't know. People who talk about, like, white people talk about blackness too much. They make me really fucking, like, they make me really fucking nervous, bro. Like, what the fuck? And in a way, like, the last couple of days, I don't even, like, I try to keep shit from political or whatever, but there should be shit on my mind. And I feel like my community is being attacked, which is, what the fuck am I saying? This isn't even my community. I am an open micer. To another comedian, I probably wouldn't even be considered a comedian. They would look at me and be like, wow. So that's what, like, to me as an open micer, to comedians, I am basically what every Lil is in the rap game. I say some irrelevant gibberish, and I'm like, well, good luck. And you know, like, it's just, it's weird. I don't like that. It's always one of them. It's like, what, trying to, like, I don't know. Like, and it'd be random too, be unprovoked. I understand if it's not, but honestly, I guess if you're on Twitter all day or social networks and you see the ignorant and racist shit all day, you just want to let people know, hey, I'm not one of them, which is okay, you know. But no one, like, if I went into a store and was like, I'm not a rapist, you would think that person rapes people, and probably little boys. I don't know if people got it. I am down for forgiveness and just honestly live and let live. If your shit fucks up my bubble, then I gotta fuck up your shit so you can never fuck up my bubble again. That's how I approach shit. But other than that, this shit didn't fuck up my bubble. I say let these white bitches breathe and move on to the next part of your life. Which it won't mean. This doesn't mean anything. Like, they don't need me to even fucking defend them. They just, like, they're going to keep doing shit. There's going to be a podcast fucking Friday morning. They're going to address it real quick, and they're going to go into the funniness, and then hopefully talk to, I don't know, a transsexual fucking sex worker, which I will listen to that podcast because that's a point of view that I don't fucking know about. You know, that's what I've actually enjoyed listening to podcasts, because I've been able to understand shit. I didn't know women were good, and I repeated this. I thought women were good. I thought because the women I knew were so fucking strong, and it turns out they had to be strong because they lived in a world that kind of existed to crush them or put them in their. No, I wouldn't say crush them, but the world for women existed to put them in their quote unquote place, and that's never been right. You know, that's good stuff. So, you know, it was bizarre, like, to hear that women were struggling so much, because when I was going to college and women I was surrounded by, it was like, you better be this or you're not good enough. You better be this or you're not good enough, or I'm not tolerating this shit. And I just saw women do that, and I'd be like, you know what? You're right. You're right. But you hear about some horrors sometimes. Like, I'm a bleeding heart I'm not a male feminist. I am not. I don't give a fuck about nobody. I really don't. Unfortunately, all the people I care about are dead. So there you go. I am almost fail safe in a way from Destiny 2. I've been grinding the fuck out of Destiny 2. I'm a little stronger now. There was a glitch, and we're getting it. We're getting close. So. I'm streaming over there on Twitch, randomly relevant again. I do want to start a talk show host thing. As soon as I get a good enough camera that allows me to live stream, it has something to do with how fast the iris or how good the iris is on your camera. Camera I currently have for work is so-so. We're going to get upgrades later, and that also will mean I do want to start doing little shorts and bits and sketches, but I don't want to do them by myself, so we'll figure that shit out later. But I've been enjoying Destiny 2 so much. The grind is on. It's just been fun. I've enjoyed failure, and it's because my relationship with comedy has grown. It's the same thing to me. Anyone who say marathon gaming is a fucking sport. The amount of focus you got to put in to playing for like 8 hours straight, no breaks, no nothing, is fucking. It's definitely a fucking sport. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't believe it's a sport, then I don't like. You just. I guess that's down to interpretation. But and a sport requires endurance and tact. And let's face what sports really is. Sports is just most of the good sports, the fun sports, are just mock battles of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we still need to fuck some shit up. Like, we still need to pillage a village. Like, primordially speaking, that's what I think. Like, football players are fucking gladiators. That's why I miss watching it so much. But also doing this grind with Destiny helped me find more time in my fucking day. Even though I didn't come away with world's first belt, I came away with understanding more about my time because I really wanted to do something. Did I want to do it more than stand up? No. Am I what you call a fair weather comedian? Yeah, I am a fair weather comedian because my home has to be straight. Car has to be paid. I have to have a place to live in order to do stand up well. You know what I'm saying? So I am a fair weather comedian. That's not something I'm proud about, but I don't know. Like I've tried to come up with funniness when I've had nothing, and that's not fun. Because if the only thing you're holding on to is that laugh, and you don't get that laugh, it damn near crushes you. Maybe I'll get better at it because I haven't been doing it long enough to do it when I don't have anything. But I found more time. To be exact, I found 3 to 5 hours of extra time per fucking day. I'm about to make a dent. Yo, I'm about to fuck this shit up. I can't wait. I'm so hyped about that shit. So we're going to go into this comedy special. Fall's coming around, so it's light jacket weather. I'm going to be so fly, dog. I'm going to be fly as shit doing jokes. That's all the fuck I've ever wanted. And you get closer and closer to those things. So, but that's what I gained from it. Like, I do believe in being a Renaissance man. This is my belief now, but I believe in being a Renaissance man, and sometimes you got to step away from something, do something else to find the answer. And that's what I did. No shade. Like, I'm happy about that shit. So I can't wait to go like more into full gear. Like, I can add another set per night to my shit. That means I'm gonna get so sharp. But I've been thinking about the road, yo, because Cat Williams roasted somebody, and it's roasting that you only get from the road. You know, and that's something that I'm not ready for yet, financially speaking. But when I want to be ready for the road in about a year from now. I want to be ready for the road. I feel like that's going to be super beneficial to me. Oh, nothing. I thought I had a burp. I'm sorry, guys. That was weak. That was weak. You deserve better. You deserve better. But yeah. So this is Randomly Relevant, and we've talked about all my relevant shit in my life today. Have a nice night, and here is your moment of awesomeness. Booyaka!
There's nothing worse than a black nerd.
Except for a white shellless turtle.